Hi everybody, Eldad here, and today I want to talk about social justice. The last few weeks have been incredibly inspiring, with huge numbers of people pouring into the streets all across the country, oftentimes putting themselves in harm's way to say what should seem so obvious: Black Lives Matter. As an urban planner, I often think about the intersection of planning and social justice. Urban planning and zoning policy have a long and too often ugly history when it comes to issues of race, class, and the environment. One of my favorite books is After the Planners. It's from the early 70s, and it looks at the role of the urban planning profession in perpetuating the status quo. This is from the introduction. As ostensible technicians, we are not the visible symbols of oppression like the military and the police. We're more sophisticated, more educated, more socially conscious than the generals. We are the soft cops. At best, we help ameliorate the condition produced by the status quo. At worst, we engage in outright destruction. That's heavy stuff. Too often, politicians and institutions hide behind policies that further entrench racist, unequal, and classist systems in place. A suburban community that only permits large lot zoning isn't explicitly perpetuating segregation, but it certainly is doing so implicitly. Westchester County, where I live, got sued by the feds and lost for exactly this several years ago. So when it comes to New York City and zoning, there are a few very tangible things we can do right now that would help in the pursuit of social justice. First is housing. We need more housing, more affordable housing, more market rate housing, just more. People want to live here, and we cannot be exclusionary. Additional density is required throughout the city, but especially in neighborhoods that have historically opposed new development. We also need it along transit nodes with an eye towards multiple modes of transportation, and perhaps even in neighborhoods where density is less common in anticipation of a decentralization of office and work locations. Second has to do with the siting of affordable housing. The production of affordable housing is critical, but it is not enough. There is a real social benefit to all involved of having mixed income, diverse communities. Previously, there was no penalty for locating affordable housing offsite. The new 421A law and the mandatory inclusionary housing program have made it more challenging to produce affordable housing offsite, but it is still an option. So we need to either require on-site affordability or dramatically incentivize it. And finally, historic districts. Too often, the preservation of a neighborhood's character is used as a veil to prevent progress, change, and housing development. Personally, I'm okay with the concept of preserving individual, deserving historic structures, but the wholesale designation of wide swaths of the city as historic districts is very problematic. I would either eliminate historic districts altogether or raise the threshold significantly for approving these districts. They have a real after me, close the gates kind of feel, and that's not okay. So these are three tangible policies that could be wins in the fight for progress: more housing, on-site affordability, and the elimination of historic districts. As always, stay well, and please let me know what you think.